Hey, Jason. I want to really thank you for being here today. And we're going to be talking specifically about how Radiant Freedom does what we call their web analysis. So, my name's Odin. I'm from the Canadian marketing team. And what we have right here is we went to to one of the chambers, the Tri City chambers, and we decided to do a website review for each of these companies right here. So, you can see there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, and they're all in the same industry. Now, these guys are most likely, they're probably all going after the same kind of target market. Would you say, Jason?
Yeah, most likely, for sure.
And would you think that we want to see what makes these guys different, any different or any better than anyone else, so that we can make a solid decision about who we can give our money to? That's about right, right? That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. What you're looking for here is what's going to make this person different or better than everyone else out there.
Exactly.
And
And you have this specialized web evaluation process that you help people with to really get an edge in the marketplace. And I kind of want to run through that. But first, let's go through each of these and see what their websites look like. So this here is Cobalt Manufacturing, and we're going to take a look at their website very quickly. And the first thing that I see is I see this video here. So that's a little bit different. So should you buy or build your own metal parts? It's really interesting. So manufacturing is the future. It's a modern kind of website. It has a co-location. It has some automation. It's collaboration. It's got forming. It's got communication. They have YouTube, and they have Facebook, and they have a little down section here about home, contact us, and about. So, I mean, I already see issues with this website. And before we start, we're quick at analyzing this stuff now, aren't we, Jason? So we can
yeah,
kind of see
absolutely.
we can see what's going on. So let's take a look at this one. So Dave's Custom Metal. Well, guess what? Dave doesn't even have a website mentioned right over here. All he has is this information. So already Dave is at a disadvantage by not having a website. I mean, I guess
Absolutely.
what we could do is we can take a look and see, what Dave's custom website, if there is something that comes up for Dave's custom website, and Business Tri City, CBC News. So Dave's Yellow Pages. Dave does not have a website. It's nowhere. He has at a website, but he has no website anywhere. He's using Yelp and all these other things, but he himself has not created a website. So if you were wanting to know why Dave is better and you wanted to have a very simple look, instantly you're going to see, oh, well, that's not necessarily, you might not go to Dave because he's not helping you in your buying decision. Let's take a look at Dion now. So Dion's Custom Metal. So here we have another one. We have Contact Gallery. It's a little bit, this is a little more information than the first one we looked at, right? Remember the first one we looked at, the Cobox? So there's more
Yeah.
information there, that is for sure. Get a quote. Is get a quote, if you're following the four elements of marketing, and we kind of know what those are, is get attention, engage, educate, and offer. Does this follow that basic premise here, Jason?
Barely.
Yeah, yeah.
Barely. Like if
And
I was to rate it on a scale of 0 to 5, I'd give that maybe a 1 out of 5.
yeah,
And
and
essentially, it's just asking the person to contact you, is essentially what it's saying.
yeah, yeah, you're basically what they're saying is that their business is only for the 10% of people that are ready to buy right now. They've forgotten about the other 90% of people. And so that creates an issue. A website should be created for the full education spectrum. That means people who are just in the process of looking, all the way to people that are ready to buy and exchange money. So we can see that these two guys are not really doing an exemplary job. They're better than Dave, though, would you say? Far better than
Yeah.
Dave. Here's
They at
another
least
one.
have a web presence, so give them that much. So
Yeah, that's why they got a one and not a zero. So here what we have is Isaac Systems. Look at that. Isaac has no website, nothing whatsoever. We can do a little bit of research again and see that there's probably no website. So again, the other two are doing far, far better. Now let's take a look at the Real Steel. So Real Steel is another one. Again, the same example, the same industry. We take a look at this right here. Well, this is a website from literally 1987. Would you agree with that?
uh, probably a little more modern in the 1980s, but yeah, this is the style I used to see back around maybe 2000 to 2005 when
Yeah.
Flash was starting to become the big thing. This looks almost like a Flash style website, whether it is Flash or not, it has that style to it.
And when you're looking, I mean, remember, we're saying get
Yeah.
attention, engage, educate, and offer, those four elements of marketing. Does this website follow any of that at all?
Not at all, because it's basically giving us a splash screen that doesn't really give us any real information before we even can see the homepage of the website.
And so they have career opportunities, project catalog. I mean, they've got some other stuff, but it doesn't really make me want to necessarily buy what it is that they're doing. So it makes me wonder how they do lead generation off this website. No, they have a contact us right there. That was interesting. And they have a
Yeah.
news and media. But again, this really does, and we haven't even gone through the evaluator yet. We're just kind of getting an idea of what's in the marketplace. So we've gone
Yeah, I mean,
through.
you have a cool design at the header section, but they're really lacking in access to information.
And so
That's
here's another one, M2 metal sheet. Look at that, no website. And we did the real steel one. We already looked at that. Here's
yeah.
a reliable steel trader. So let's take a look at their website. We haven't looked at that yet. Well, I mean, it's really, my question to you is this any different or any better than any of the websites that we've looked at so far?
Not really. It's pretty much in about the same area as
Yeah.
the others. I mean, they all have a couple of good points about them. They're also missing the mark in a lot of areas. I would say that one there, at a glance, it looks like it's hitting the mark better in terms of giving people buying information, but it's really presented in a way that's kind of feels wall of texty and isn't really
Yeah.
inviting for me to want to read that information.
And so when you think about it, look, there's a mistake right here made with the website, right? The email right there, boom, right away. It makes me wonder that this is a 022 number. So, I mean, like I wonder if these people are even kind of local, because it looks like it's not even a local phone number. 022, never seen that before. And we know that it's in Port Coquitlam. So it just makes me ask some very interesting questions. So let's pull out the evaluator. You have that evaluator up right now? Your evaluator?
Yes, I do.
Perfect. And that's part of, so let's just go through, we have 5 points in the evaluator, everyone, that we go through, and we run all the websites. So what we see in this particular industry, in the steel traders, is that there's no actual marketers in that particular industry helping these people out with sales processes and lead generation using online marketing. Not only that, is that these websites are not helping their salespeople make actual sales. A website should help your salespeople make sales each and every single time. I don't see any special offers. Oh my God, there's just so much wrong with it. It's crazy with all of them, actually.
Yeah.
So let's go through one, and let's go through this one, and then let's maybe make this one a little bit better and help them. Actually, let's go right down to this one. This one had the most likelihood to succeed, because they do have they right here, instead of welcome, this right here is key real estate when it comes to a website. So that's being underutilized. So they don't have a landing page, and because they don't have a landing page, they get a 0 on our evaluator. So
Absolutely.
the next question that we have is what in the evaluation process? It's the
So the
engagement.
next thing we're looking at is engaging, which, because they didn't get attention in the first place, you're
Yeah.
not going to be able to engage. So you
Yep.
get a 0 in that regard too.
And so part of the things that we do is when we go through an evaluator with a company, we show them this engage aspect, which is and how they can actually engage and how they can interrupt and they can really get into the marketplace. So let's take a look at the next piece, which is the educate. So have they educated me sufficiently right now to choose them over their competitors, or have they just given me more work to do?
I would say it depends on what shows up in that video, because that video might be giving the information we need.
For
But
years, companies just
let's
like
take a look
yours
quickly.
have faced the buy versus build dilemma for your metal parts. The build option gives you complete control, but means you enter an entirely new business. The buy decision means managing dozens of subcontractors, many of whom are fabricating for hundreds of different customers. This
okay, so it
option
looks like they are actually giving us some good buying information in this
Yeah,
video.
they are
So
better than
I've seen enough of it to know that there definitely are that video is definitely meeting the educate criteria.
Yeah,
Also,
but so now the question is, from a 1 to 5, what would we rate it? Is it compelling evidence provided but no case built to support? Or are they really quantifying well? Or is there specific information, but it's generally listed? Well, there's nothing listed here at all. And does this build a good case? Is it organized and so on? I mean, what would you rate it out of curiosity?
well, first of all, I would say that one issue here is the video is good, but they need to have also some text, backing that up and directing people to the video to let them know that they're going to get the information they need in the video. Otherwise, many people, may not click the play button on that video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And I mean, I'd like to see the text absolutely somewhere. I mean, it's very easy for them to put the text for me to read on what it is that they're showing in a video, because there's some people that will not want to watch a video. So what would you rate it as an example? So they got 0.
I would give that probably a 2, because with the video there, I would give that about a 2, because the video does seem to be giving compelling evidence, but it, just needs to be presented in a better way that directs people to that evidence more effectively,
So the
as
next,
well as need some more supporting
it does,
evidence such as testimonials and stuff like that.
it really, yeah, this is under optimized, absolutely. And so the next, what we have right here is so you rated it a 2. So far this website is rated a 2 out of all of our processes, just a 2. The next question here is, do they have an offer? Do they help facilitate a decision? Do they give me something that I can take away for free to look at later on? No, nothing.
No.
So they would get a 0 there at all, for sure.
Yeah.
Now we got to
The
look.
most they have is a contact us page, which
Yeah.
is just giving basic contact info.
Yeah, right over here, exactly.
Which
So the next,
essentially puts them at like maybe a 0.5 by the fact they do have that option there, but it's not really presented like on the landing page, the home page in this case.
but that's still not an offer. So the fact you gave them
Yeah.
0.5 is very generous. And now the next part is the whole appearance of the website. Well, first of all, this is not a landing page. So I would say that it does not flow. There's no, I mean, maybe it's a basic structures in place, but it lacks the power of really giving the buyer the presentation that they need to make a decision of how come he's better than all the other ones. By the way, that's just in the one area, 5 of them. How many are there in the total area that we live? There's probably about 30 or 40 of them.
And another thing I'll also mention of this is this website looks like it was just optimized for just pure, mobile. So small screen optimization only. This is not optimized for large screen devices like desktops, laptops, which is what I'm viewing it on right now.
Yeah.
Because that 3 lines for the menu, that's used in mobile version. So this is obviously not a responsive website, which when it comes to search engine optimization, Google will penalize them, and they will be limited as to how high they can rank.
Yeah.
No matter how well they do with all the other elements of SEO.
So what would you say that the total overall, what would you rate this particular website?
I would say it's between a 0 and a 1 overall when you factor in.
They got a 2.5 and let's say another 0.5. So they got a total of 3 points. And then what we do is we take those points and we divide it by, so we got 3 divided by 5. They got a 0.06 out of 5 for a rating of their website. And by the way, this is one of the better websites. So that means that means that if you're a website developer and you understand what you're doing, Jason, this is a perfect target market for you. So make sure you talk to all these guys, follow up with them, give them this video, and see which one wants to optimize using your strategies, and they can take market share. So with that,
given what I'm seeing, given what I'm seeing here, I would speculate that there's probably a misconception in this industry that because they're primarily business to business, that they don't need websites. Because I've gotten that as an objection whenever I get into businesses or in wholesaling, manufacturing, resource, anything like that. I've heard that objection so many times.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the most common one is that we don't market to the consumer, so we don't need a website. And that is not true. In fact, I've written an entire blog article dedicated to the whole, we don't need a website, we're wholesale, we're manufacturing stuff on my own website that gets into this, and how website offers, e-commerce, all that stuff is completely relevant in the modern day to industries like this, because there are many businesses that prefer to use e-commerce even when they're purchasing wholesale. Say their construction company, manufacturing company is placing orders. Many of them will prefer to be able to place it electronically and not have to pick up a phone and call a sales rep every time and go through the phone system every time they want to place an order.
Mm-hmm.
Some will prefer that, some will prefer through the website. So it's a matter of creating as little friction as possible by giving your customers as many different ways of contacting you as possible.
Well, what about this? A website's important because it is a sales tool for your salesmen who are making new relationships in the industry. And if you don't give the tools to your salesmen to follow and the systems, and something happens to your salesmen, now do you have a system where anyone can just get onto the website, look through it, and really the website is your invisible sales guy that is selling for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It needs to be optimized. It needs to be maximized. You need a process. In this day and age, with new generations coming in, they expect it. So the excuse of I don't need one because of this and that is unacceptable. And with that, I think we're done with our session. This one rated a 0.06 out of 5, and we'll be doing more of these, and you'll see where you rate where your website rates coming up in one of our next videos. In the meantime, talk to Jason and find out how it rates personally. He'll walk you through the process and he'll help you out. We'll talk to you soon.
Now, if you would like to us to look at your website in one of these future videos, feel free to post it in the comments section down below, and we'll and depending on how many we'll get, we'll start looking through and reviewing these websites and these, giving you little mini reviews in these videos. And so be sure and post in the comment down below if you'd like to volunteer, and
make sure you like and share,
and we'll
register the YouTubes and get onto our mailing list. We're giving a lot of great information out to help you with your business too. Anything else, Jason?
I think we've given people a lot to think about in this video. So
yeah, it's great. Thank you, Jason. We'll talk to you again soon.